What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Play Deus Ex 3. So now we are high up in the Tai Yong Medical Tower, and we're approaching some very secured areas, the data storage room, or data core room, whatever you want to call it. This guy will refuse entry regardless, no matter how hard we plead with him, I believe. There might be a way to persuade him, but as far as I know, there isn't. So we're going to have to sneak our way around him. Now, we could just take him by force and just bum rush our way in there, but that's the easy way. I want to show off the way to sneak around here. Now, obviously these guys are going to freak out if I hack this right in front of them. So there's a laser grid right here, though, and I want to wait for this guy to turn around. The heavy already went past him, so I'm just going to ignore him. Wait for this guy to turn around and follow closely behind him. You can do this with a lot of the guards in this game, but it's very risky. I want to do that very quickly before that laser grid turns back on. We could just knock him out, but I want to show how you can get around him without having to knock him out. And again, there's a lot of times in the game where you can do this, but this is only my favorite time to use it effectively. You got to follow his path very closely as he turns around like that. His animation might not be perfect, so you got to jerk around a little bit to follow him perfectly. But yeah, you can follow his path perfectly to where you're always behind him and he never sees you. So I doubt that would work very well in real life, despite the fact he's wearing that helmet. So another guy's going to come over here. We're going to sneak our way past him. He's going to get caught up on that planter right there like a glitchy moron. Then we're going to cloak our way over here. And wait for this guy to continue his patrol route. Like I said, we're just ignoring these guys. We're not taking them out with non-lethal methods or anything like that. We're just leaving them be. Now, there's a door beside me that we need to get into, but in order to do that, we have to have... we could hack it, but there's also an opportunity to get a pocket secretary that allow us to get in there. Those guys are still screwing around over there. What we have to do, though, is we have to get... we have to get that pocket secretary, but that security office in there is very tricky to get into, because those guys will almost always spot you there, and you obviously don't want to have your back turned, because then you'll have... these guys coming after you, so it's very, very, very tricky. So I want to wait for me to have another opportunity to go past this guy. Oh, screwed that one up. Let's just go ahead and take him out. Okay, you know what? Maybe he has it on him. Yeah, he might have the code on him as well. Let's see. Yep, sure enough. Well, that made everything a lot simpler. Now I don't have to go into that stupid security office. I believe there's a security hub in that office, though, that can disable some of the laser grids. I'm not meaning the laser grids, but maybe the cameras and stuff around here, which is pretty nice. But this room, which is where we're getting really close to the elevator that takes us to the data core room. So there's going to be some really tight security in this room. There's going to be laser grids all over the floor, and we need to figure out a way to get past them and inevitably disable them. So conveniently, though, there's a path we can take that allows us to dodge the lasers. And if you purchase the high jump ability, we can actually jump over some of them. This one right here is really tricky because you gotta be able to get past it when it's touching one of the crates so it doesn't touch you. Or you could do what I like to do and jump over it. Wait for it to come back, and boom. Now the problem is that, obviously, if you've alerted those guys, they might come from behind as well. And there's also the security office in this room has some guys in it as well. And if you walk too far into the open, or if you trigger the lasers, you're going to have a ton of guys running at you armed with guns. And they'll just gun you right down on the spot, and they're very difficult to take out. So we're going to sneak our way up to them, though, and they will be blissfully unaware. This laser right here is going to glitch out, and we can get past it. It's supposed to do that. That's how we have our opportunity to get in here. Obviously, you want to move this crate out of the way so we can get in there. I'm not sure if the laser touches that crate, whether or not it'll set off the alarm or not, because it was something that wasn't there before. I'm not sure how the laser alarms trigger. We're going to go through this convenient vent right here. We're going to find ourselves in that security office. This is a really easy way of getting in here without these guys suspecting anything. I'm not sure if I want to go loud or go quiet in here. Might just knock out this first guy here. Unique animation for him sitting in his chair. There we go. Instead of wasting that or waiting for that thing to recharge and wasting another Cyber Boost Pro Energy thing. One last guy here, and we can probably get him with Blind Fire and Double Barrel. One thing that a lot of games don't seem to get with shotguns is how much distance it actually takes for a scatter shot to actually break open and spread. And even when it spreads, it doesn't spread that far apart from each other until very far down the line. Now, I think if you have a sawed-off barrel, that does improve the spread, but that's why they're illegal, I think. I'm not a gun expert, but I think that's what it's about. Correct me if I'm wrong. But with this is not a sawed-off barrel. This is a perfectly long barrel. It's still got the front sights on and everything, so I don't really see why it's able to scatter that much. But this is video game logic, so we'll forgive it for that. Plus, there's a regular shotgun, which is pretty physically sound for the most part as far as video games go. There's only a handful of games that really get it right. But it wouldn't be very functional gameplay-wise if you could use it like a rifle with solid slugs. Of course, those are pretty nice in BioShock 2, but we'll get to that whenever we LP that game. Anyway, these guys have some revolver ammo I want to loot. And I guess they have some machine pistols as well. Not that we really care too much about that. And because we didn't alert any of them, or we didn't touch the lasers at least, the lasers are still on, so... Oh, spoke too soon. Well, I messed that one up, didn't I? I know that robot is going to come for us, but luckily we're right in front of the elevator, so I'm just going to Leroy Jenkins it in the elevator. So we took the long way into making a previously very difficult room very easy. Now, if you're trying to avoid spoilers for the game's plot, shut off the video now.
Pritchard, I'm retrieving Van Bruggen's evidence now. Is Sarif patched in?
Right here, Adam. I'm listening.
I just heard that your team is mobilizing in Detroit. Why wasn't I informed?
I warned you.
Tactical assignments are not your concern.
Reed and her team have subdermal GPL implants. They'll be tracked. Kidnapping them was a mistake.
Montreal took care of that.
Forgive me if I don't put as much faith in our friend Eliza as you do. She's too erratic.
Your concerns are noted, but I would advise you to concentrate on your own assignments instead of interfering with mine. Namir out.
Boss, did you get that?
I heard. I just...
Megan and the others. They're alive.
We've got to stay
Yep,
focused.
you heard it. So yeah, if you want to avoid spoilers for the game's plot, you should probably stop watching beyond this point. And if you continue to watch, you had that little piece of information spoiled for you. And so I'm going to be referring to that as such now that that has been revealed in the plot. These lasers are extremely easy to dodge, by the way. I don't know what they were thinking putting this high up in the building. But yeah, Megan and her team were actually kidnapped. They were not murdered, and her murder was made to look like a complete ruse. That's why the murder investigation was so tricky, because there was no body, there was no evidence to obtain. So the reason why they covered it up and was like, oh, this case is closed, is because they got orders from above, from another means of control, manipulating them from above that will not be revealed yet. They were just told, she's dead, leave it at that. When in fact that was not true at all. And they would have found that out had they actually gotten hold of, had they actually started suspecting why there was no body of any evidence or anything like that. Very stylish server rooms back there, but nothing really in them, despite the fact they have drawers. In this room, on the other hand, there's quite a few office cubicles that have drawers and nice things in them. If you want to be patient, this room can take you a little while to get through because of how you want to analyze the guards' behavior in here. But I have a very quick way of getting through here. And obviously the quickest way to get through here would just be to use the cloaking and get straight to the exit. But I want to be a little bit more crafty than that, especially because my cloaking consumes my energy so freaking fast with the low-grade version of it. So there's an office that I skipped that has some data in it if you really want that, but it doesn't have any Hugh Darrow ebooks, so I'm going to skip it. Because a lot of the data I really don't care about for plot significance or for codes, unless it's a place I know I need to get into. But be careful, because in that conference room there, they can see you through the glass window. So over here, there's a camera, but there's also some more office cubicles with stuff to loot. So I want to be careful with that. I might actually avoid these two guys, because one of them is also a heavy, so I really don't want to mess with these guys. I just want to go to the exit. I'm really using a lot of stealth in this building. This is primarily an all-stealth area. It's going to turn into combat later on, though, I guarantee that, but it'll be soon enough. This guy right here can see you, so I'm just going to dodge roll my way around that corner. Now, if you set off any alarms at this point, there'd be another security bot patrolling these hallways. Also, there are some rooms off to the side there that I didn't explore. Back to where, on the other side of the wall where we came in. But I really don't want to go down there. We could go down there and fight that other guy who's in that room that we dodged if we want more heavy rifle. Or if we want the data that he has on him. But again, it's nothing really interesting, so I'm just going to skip that and go for the elevator in here because I'm trying to cut down on time. I want to get the rest of the Tai Yong Medical building in this video if I can. Or at least up to the last part. Up to where we finally confront Zhao. So, another conference room in here. There's an ebook that's not of Hugh Darrow. And, the camera in the other room that's right in front of the elevator can be extremely difficult to get past without, because you got to hack it or enter in the code. And you have to get the code from the computer, and it's really tricky to do without the camera spotting you, and I really don't want to avoid that. But as you can saw there in that room, that wall was cracked, so if you have the punch through walls augmentation, you'd be able to get in there just fine. So I'm going to just try it real quick the hard way and see if I can do it real quick. Luckily this computer is unlocked, so you don't have to hack it itself. You can just get that code and then run for the door. The only problem is getting past the camera, or waiting for the camera to be looking the other way, and then quickly entering in. Quickly. Whoops, messed it up. Better go invisible. That didn't last long. Okay, I really don't care. If I didn't mess it up like that, I would have gotten in there in time. But obviously, if you had the punch through walls augmentation, you would be able to get through there with no problem. That's the best way to do it. Now, the good reason why I wanted Van Bruggen to survive the encounter with Bell Tower is this reason right here. In this elevator, he'll contact us and thank us with much gratitude for giving us the weapon so he can save his life. So that's why I gave him that machine pistol that I didn't want, so he could fight off those guys and get away. Now that he's gotten away, he's going to give us a reward for saving his life. He's going to give us a free 2,000 credits. Now Jensen still doesn't trust him now that he's able to hack his way into our bank account to give us 2,000 credits, but we'll take it. I mean, that's great. And I have one of my test runs, I did leave him for death, and this scene is completely quiet here. There's no dialogue here at all. Nobody contacts you. He dies off. You don't see it on screen, but it's assumed that his character dies. So that's kind of nice that we're able to make such a detrimental choice like that that affects that character's life. I mean, it's not like a Mass Effect level, but it really doesn't need to be. Like I said, I'm going to compliment this game every chance I get. So now we're finally up to where Zhao Yunru's office is. There's a computer and a safe here that we can hack with some valuable stuff on it. But yeah, I definitely want to take advantage of that opportunity to get a free 2,000 credits, because that's more than we could sell that machine pistol for, so I might as well just give it to him. It's not like we really lose anything from it, aside from gaining, you know, 1,700 more credits than we would have normally. And apparently we couldn't give him that regular shotgun, so that's kind of disappointing, but oh well, we can always sell that too. Okay, now sadly I don't believe she gives you the code for the safe in the computer. I think it's on the pocket secretary though, and it's 117. Gotta love that number. And there's an upgrade there for the rocket launcher, which obviously we're not going to want because we don't have the rocket launcher, and it's a really bad idea to be lugging it around this far in the game anyway, so. Okay, where is that woman at? Should be her office. There she is.
Nice place you got here.
Please! I didn't mean to!
Where's Megan Reed?
Reed? I don't know!
Stop lying, Sal. I know you kidnapped her and her team. I know you're out to destroy Seraph Industries.
Seraph?
I also know you're working with that son of a bitch who left me to die. So where's Megan?
No, you got it wrong. You think I'm behind it all, but I'm not. I'm just like you. The hired help.
You're the head of a billion-dollar mega corporation.
And you think that would protect me. But it doesn't. These men, they're bigger than Sarif, bigger than Tai Yong. I'm nothing compared to their ambitions.
What are you talking about?
Sarif knows. Ask him. He thought he could protect his staff with subdermal GPLs. But these men, they control global interests at a whim. One called Picus, and the implants couldn't be heard. I thought they'd sent you here to kill me. You've got to help me. Please. You've made it this far. Surely you can protect me. Surely. Surely you can protect me. Men never fail to underestimate